My condolences for your unfortunate noodling. The sisters were the right amount of crazy. They were covered with bugs, bro. She's like that cockroach princess from Japan. That's what she was. Remember when she was making the cockroach soup? Oh yeah. Delicious cockroach soup. Nom 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 nom. Evening. You can't fix her, not the cockroach lady now. I don't think so.
So almost a year ago.
Dude. The video is about... I forgot what's the title. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Vanilla. The Rat King. It's a Andy and Laylee. The game. I remember when it came out, and I didn't play it. I just know that the owner got like screwed out of her game or something. Like I think she was harassed so much that she had to like put the rights onto someone else. I'm sorry for the pee-pee. You need to know them all. I think that the game was The Coffin of Andy and Lele. I do not know, actually. I know nothing much about this game other than that it was drama. Yeah, that game.
Go now. Damn.
Sweet home.
Time does pass.
Wait. Okay. I thought that you guys said that it's a rat, but it's a bird. You lied to me.
Seems like only yesterday I developed a discuss for all of you. Anyway.
It is a bird. You lied to me. You said it's a rat.
About a year ago, I made a video on the coffin of Andy and Lele.
I heard nothing about this game. I know nothing. I don't even know what the gameplay... Is this a visual novel? What's the gameplay?
A game that was somewhat controversial due to the contents within it, and had a whole slew of...
You should play... Is it even TOS to play this game? Although I guess I... Did I see people play it? I don't remember. It was fine. It has puzzle. Oh, I'm very dumb when it comes to puzzles.
Drama revolving around it and the community. Keep in mind, this is when I used to put Minecraft footage in the background as a form of jingling keys to make the small amount of brain cells left rattling in your head somewhat attentive. Those were the good old days. Complete blatant slop.
Oh, very easy puzzle, so even my blunt brain can handle it. Okay. I will think about it. Lucy played the sequel. I know nothing about it. I know that it's good. People loved it, and then there were like people who were like, "Oh no, you cannot do that."
That only took me a few hours to edit. Now I deal with this.
Bro, is this Asmongold?
But in that video, I basically talked about the controversy surrounding the second chapter's release of The Coffin of Andy and Lele, a game that released in March 2023 with its first episode, and then once again in October of 2023 with its second episode, after which it had exploded on the internet seemingly overnight, with everyone and their dementia.
Holy shit, that model is so smart, Jesus Christ. Damn.
Ridden grandma talking about this game, particularly one scene in general which made every reaction YouTuber lose their
Yeah?
Oh, in their mom's bed too. Oh, Jesus.
But due to the explosion on the internet, it developed a
Okay, that's kind of fucked up. Not gonna lie, that's unusual. Game of Thrones moment, so true, yeah? Yeah, but why is it okay in Game of Thrones and not in this game? Hello?
Cult following overnight, and on the other side of the coin had a number of people condemning it. Especially
I just like the art style, man. But hear me out. If it's for storytelling, are we not allowed to write stories about whoever we want? Because this is not reality, right? This is a made-up fantasy world, and if you want to say a story, it's a great story. I actually do not know what the story is about. All fictional. Yeah, Game of Thrones has so much weird things, and they are like all right with it. Thank you, Hybrid! Oh my god, the Pocahontas! I came so hard. Oh. That's an inappropriate cooming. I'm sorry. We are putting it down. You're not allowed to. Cancelled. 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 Easy cancellation. I love how everyone focused on the incest. That is far first the worst thing happening in that game. I feel like I missed an entire fucking chapter with this game. Wait, oh my god, this was... It wasn't even last year. This came out 2 years ago? Bro, where is the time going? Where's the time? That was 2 years ago? That's crazy. Time actually flies. That's actually... Oh, man. Thank you, M3! School Wake Up is 2023. Oh, bro. Dude, what was I doing in 2023? That wasn't far enough. Hey, Cake! Welcome, welcome. Actually, it was 1.5 years. You're right, you're right. Debut this model? Oh. Bro, so nothing changed.
It, especially people on Twitter, due to one of the themes advertised a handful of times throughout the game, and one scene in particular, which is an optional route, which once again to
Wait, it's an optional route? You don't even have to... Oh. Okay.
Emphasize is optional. People seem to overlook all the other topics within the game, but drew their line at this.
They are like, oh, there is murder, kidnapping, I don't know what the story is about, the torturing, skinning, that is alright. 2 fellas having the D? No. No. Gore, eating? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
And the fact the characters...
There's cannibalism. Ooh.
...are deranged psychopaths.
You don't have to sell it to me. I'm already interested.
I cannot believe it. Almost 5 bloody years.
Why?
How? When? Where's my child support? Where's my support? Also, Catch.
Yeah.
Much love.
Yeah.
You're my favorite space cat.
Aww.
Also, get scammed.
No scam. Scams are not allowed. Only lube. Oh boy, Ski might do it. Dude, it sounds good. There's like cannibalism, there is a little bit of monka, there's some freak going on.
Paths and terrible people. It was essentially like overlooking the local glory hole. They were getting annoyed at the people in the corner fisting without contraception, but people really did lose it.
The coffin of Annie and Laylee outreach continues. People are getting dogs before liking the game. Oh shit, never mind, it's a shit game.
Judged it for glorifying this one topic, and once again forgot about all the other topics.
Yeah.
On the Steam page under the features in the description it has the following: siblings kissing on the mouth. Do I have to say more? And it's sort of optional. It is a story route that is fully written already and will have a full-on ending. Just not developed yet.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is weird, but it's a story. There are so many weirder stories that have been written that I am not even fazed by this. Maybe it's on me because I am not even fazed by this. But like, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
General concept of the game. But no, fisting without contraception? Bad dog. But from this you also had the creator come under fire as well, and had some terrible things happen.
Wait, fisting? Wait, fisting? They said fisting. Hello? Fisting?
Happened to them, which led to them stepping away from the internet for a while. It was to the point where this game was labelled the most controversial game of 2023, and gave birth to one of the most unique in quotations.
Why is this bird so judgmental? Meanwhile, I barely see like 5 pixels when it's zoomed in, but I can feel the judgment radiating from this bird. I just feel like it's staring at me and it's angry. It's watching me. I'm feeling the judgment. Did they really fuck though? I actually don't know. Is there anyone in chat who played this game? Do they actually do the do? Thank you, Sandra! Yes, they do. Yes, okay. Then apparently they do. No, it was a vision. No, they don't. Sadly, no. Yes, EU. They did? Not yet. I am getting conflicting information. It may or may not have happened. Kinda, but not really. But possibly in the future, perhaps, maybe. Let me ask my sister. Bro, do not. Do not.
Fan bases who are completely obsessed with it
Yeah.
and running around like little crackheads waiting for their next dose, which is episode 3. But today I wanted to revisit the topic as some things have changed and there were some things I did not include.
Oh, the creator is still working on it despite all the outrage and everything. Oh, that's good. I'm actually happy for it. I'm so tired from of the internet bullies pushing people out because they just think that you're allowed to or not allowed to think or write or create certain things. And I don't mean like illegal things, of course, but like nothing underage, because that's, you know, but in a fantasy environment you should be allowed to create certain things even if it's like society frowns on it. Yeah, she continues to do the story and won't change a thing. That's based, honestly. Thank you, Turnip! That's me. Toot toot. Toot toot. Yeah, people raging at nothing burgers. Well, if it would be like 20 years ago, I would understand the outrage, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not real. It's fictional. I feel like people should stop like judging fictional stuff like this. And also, if you judge it, I don't think that the right route to take is to hurt the creator. Like, to dox the person. I think that's unacceptable. If you don't like it, I don't know, make a petition for Steam to take it off. Get whatever. But like, don't ever harass people about that.
Including that previous video and got wrong. So I'm sticking my adult hairy big toe back into
That's nice though. Feet for free?
to the community. But if you made the unfortunate decision to click on this video, you can still turn back, buddy.
It's 'cause you don't know 2D women have more rights than a real woman. Oh. As somewhat of a 2D woman myself, true. True.
But if you also made the unfortunate decision of spawning in the sister kissing, mother licking and uncle sniffing,
What?
Okay, as coup. In the latest episode,
Yeah.
Decay,
Yes.
there is an ending branch where they did.
Yes.
This is a dead-end ending though.
Yes.
But according to the developer, those olive branch endings are canon.
Yeah.
So yes, they did do it. I won't go into further details 'cause spoilers. But I'll just say, I
just say I. But if it turns pink, congratulations, you're screwed. If you know, you know. Wait, what turns pink? Can you guys stop turning pink? Why is it always
Everyone who
pink?
is hating on that game talking shit 5 minutes later on Pornhub searching incest porn kek.
Oh no, Stab Bro, I can't believe it. It is the third time in a row I get stuck in the washing machine. Oh, that's crazy, Stab Bro. Yeah.
State of Alabama, you're going to enjoy this video. Or at
Yeah, I was always a big fan of Alabama.
Hooray you are femboy.
Hooray! Wait, fanboy? What?
least people think you should. As people outside the community label this game
True. True. Big true. And relatable. Yeah, true. It happened. Yeah. It's just sister things. Hashtag sister things. True.
the incest game.
I just want to beat my meat. I just want to beat my meat. Let me beat my meat. Let me beat my meat.
But first, what is the coffee?
Is this you guys? Wait, whose microphone is turned on? What? Wait, whoa, you wanted to mute? Oh, man.
Of Andy and Lele. Well, for those of you who haven't had internet access or visited such sites as X or Rule 34, because it is plastered to those websites like Conjoin.
Wait, what is Rule 34? What? Is it allowed to have? Is it allowed to have holes? Damn! Oh, it's a false site. Yeah, I would not know. I don't know that. Who?
Twins. The
I don't
Coffin of
know.
Andrew Lele is a horror visual novel of sorts, where the basic
Ooh, we do like
concept of the
horror.
game centers around the characters Andrew, who is 22, and Lele, who is 20, as they've been confined to their house due to a supposed forced quarantine. and the virus was in the water, meaning they may have been contaminated with the virus. So they were confined to their home. The game being suitably called The Coffin of Andrew and Lele, and if your brain is as thick as a concrete brick, due to the fact they were locked in their own room and barely given any rations to survive by the people monitoring their quarantine, and at the start of the game are currently starving to death, this is probably why the game is called The Coffin of Andrew and Lele.
Is there an ending where they eat each other? Just asking for a friend. Thank you, Sandra!
You dumbass. Both Lele and...
You're dumb. I feel called out. Shrug in which way? Not in a cannibal way. In like a Hannibal Lecter way. A purely wholesome Hannibal Lecter Prions way. Next batch? Oh, okay.
Andrew aren't the most sane of people. In fact, the game tries to tell you these two are psychopaths and are terrible people. Andrew is aggressive at times, and Lele has already committed unspeakable...
It's the girls only want one thing. Harder, daddy.
crimes like murdering a young child that was interested in her brother, which, you know, getting rid of another Roblox user of the world isn't entirely a bad thing. But the two, while starving to death, notice some ominous music coming from their neighbour. They decide to go investigate and see that their neighbour is performing a satanic ritual.
As they should, honestly. All neighbours are doing that, especially like after midnight.
As you do on a Friday night, the two decide to go back to their room and then later return to see how things are going, and observe their neighbour asking the demon to help them escape the room and the quarantine effect, which the demon complies with by promptly mauling them to death, like a vicious pit bull in a children's playground, and Andrew and Lele just kind of watched like the cooks they are. Then after the demon was finished and they were in their current state of starving to death, they decide to ransack the place looking for food.
Wait, so they got mauled to death, but then now they are fine? What? Wait, did they get isekai? They are just like bleeding, losing body parts. It's like, yeah, well, anyway. Oh, the neighbor got mauled. Oh, okay. Okay, my bad.
But find nothing and are still
oh, they're gonna eat the neighbor!
starving. So with a gourmet...
a Michelin star meal. A succulent Chinese neighbor meal. Delicious.
meal standing right in front of them,
Some good
the leftovers
fucking
from
food.
the pitbull from hell, they decide to resort to cannibalism. They chop up the body and cook it, and then lament over the fact they have just eaten a fully grown adult. Let's hope they didn't eat the brain, or the Kuru virus will be finding them. But after which they decide to clean their room just in case the warden's coming in and realise they've just eaten a person.
Quit having fun!
But they have to quickly hide because coincidentally the wardens are about to come in. Ashley gets discovered and Andrew beheads the guy like it's an old live leak video, after which they now have freedom.
Hooray! Another meat? Bro, they are filling up the storage real fast. They went from 0 to already having 2 bodies in stock.
So they adventure outside and discover that their blood types were listed on their doors. Turns out the virus was fake and they were just using them for their blood and organs, and their family had essentially sold them both. I think that was a good deal, to be honest. Getting rid
Oh, that was... Wait, I thought that they were in the house or something. Is this like in like a Komi apartment block where you have like a bunch of neighbors and like you live on like separate floors or something?
of 2 children that are like Jeffrey Dahmers and getting paid to do so. GG,
okay.
that is a good deal. But their value also corresponded to their blood type. If you were A, B, C, you were less useful than the people that were -O, meaning people who had -O blood type had more resources. Just a little side note, I myself do not even know my blood type, so if I stereotype...
He's not saying it because he knows that we might just visit him and eat him. Wise decision, honestly.
typically get stabbed in the UK ghetto, I'm fucked. But that is the basic premise of The Coffin of Andrew.
Of course he's British. True. Yeah, true. You're supposed to know yours. Oh, I know mine, but I'm not telling you in case you want to eat me.
And Lele, but there are a lot of alternative endings and optional endings. However, as said before, with one of the endings, it caused a significant controversy and even led to the creator having to withdraw themselves from the internet.
Holy shit! Did you just call your sister?
So as said before, the game had been listed as one of the most controversial games of 2023, even though on the Steam page it still sat an overwhelmingly positive review.
Because it's going to be like a handful of majority who happens to not have this kind of kink, and I bet that it's the same people who freaked out over Emma Frost having thick thighs. It's always those people who freak out over everything. They wrote a story, they didn't like the story, therefore the person who wrote the story must perish. That's what has to happen. Why the fuck is it even controversial? Have people paid attention to Hollywood? I just love that they are literally murdering in these people's heads. Murdering your neighbor and eating them is less bad than having sex with your sister or brother or whatever. Which is like, if you put the two next to each other, it's like one of them is not like the other. Because yeah, it's one of them is fucked up, but at least you don't hurt anyone. Then the other one, you literally murder someone and you have to eat them. But sure.
Reviews, but the reason it had such an infamous reputation was because of one of the scenes. And in said scene, you kind of had to go out of your way to get this scene, and it...
What if they were out in the rain and they both got rained on and they just wait for the clothes to dry? Surely that's in. Right? Like, it could be that they are just cuddling for body heat because they turned off the radiator and the commie block is cold.
And it even gives you an option if you want to see it or not. But it happens because Andrew and Lele became buddy-buddy with the demon, and sometimes being friends with a literal demon isn't always sunshine and rainbows.
Just grab it.
No, buddy, no.
Maybe it'll show you scenes like being at the front lines of Saigon in 1975, or you clapping your own sister's cheeks.
No. I mean, no. Unless, no. No.
Which did happen. And with its said scene, it shows the aftermath of the coitus, but it never really happened.
The coitus.
And in the game, it was just a vision the demon was using to mess with them. But this relationship is somewhat hinted throughout the game, but it's never shoved down your throat like this scene. But this is one of the reasons it became so popular so quickly as Chapter 2 released, because people on the internet lost it over this one scene. Some people assumed the creator involved this to romanticize the topic and advertise it, so they began praying for the downfall of the creator and labeling any...
Bro, I feel like this is a non-issue. Okay, hear me out. Now I don't really have siblings. I have a half sibling. It's not a step sibling. I have a half sibling, but we weren't raised together. And even when I was a kid, I thought that I will get married to my half sibling because I was a child, and I thought he was cool. He had a Nintendo and he was tall, and I was like, yeah, let's go. But if you're raised together with your sister or brother, I guarantee you 99.99999% you're gonna fucking hate their guts because they're gonna be annoying. He was tall, huh? Well, listen, I was like 5 and I was like 30 centimeters tall, okay? And I was just like, wow, he's cool, okay? But like in a normal situation where you're raised with your sibling, it's more likely that you wanna just like suffocate them with a pillow than you would ever lay a finger on them in any romantic way. I am like 99.999% sure that you would rather sell your sister for 2 camels that you definitely don't need than to even like shake hands with her or like hug her. So I feel like this is a very much a non-issue. It's like a fantasy hee hee ha ha sort of thing.
Anyone that supported this game
just sibling things, and that's considering that you love her. We didn't even went that far that you don't like her.
Even to the point where some people that streamed the game faced harassment from these people. And as my saying goes, it got significantly worse. It even led to the creator of the show being doxxed and having their entire internet history put on blast on the internet. Which
poor person. Oh, I'm curious. Is the creator a girl or a boy? For absolutely no reason at all. I have my own suspicions. It's a girl. Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah. I knew it.
Which led them to make an announcement that they were stepping away from the internet, removing all their
I knew
social
it.
media, and outsourcing the production.
If it was Guy, it would be different. I actually don't think so. I think they would have been still harassed. Honestly, it's just... I just had a feeling it would be a girl. There's absolutely no reason. I was just blue balling myself that, I wonder.
Of the game to another company, but they still work on the art and the story, and are still vital to the game's development. And this is why many people that don't actually play the game or know about it label it the incest game, even though it was not a key plot point. But people had already condemned the creator and the fans of the game, but many made
Fetish garbage. Postal do solos easily. What does that even mean? Good game till they ruined it with the incest. Imagine if instead of buying this, you install War Thunder and waste your money there, eh? Any War Thunder fans? Hello? This gave me the courage to finally ask out the god of my desert.
made the point they overlooked the general theme of the game. Even on the Steam page, it lists it as a horror. Associating with the horror genre is to try and make people uncomfortable.
I watched Lucy play Chapter 3 and only women could have written such an annoying bipolar character.
Hey, are you saying that guys cannot be mentally ill? Excuse you, some of you are unhinged as fuck.
Scared. This may mean including taboo topics, such as this, to attempt to achieve that goal. But the game also includes other topics such as the
I don't know, but I like listen, I am thinking back to Doki Doki Literature Club, okay? And I think there was so much fucked up shit in Doki Doki Literature Club and everyone praised it. And this is just one of those fucked up shit that people put into a game, right? Just for like outrage and shock value, right? And people went over and beyond to make this person's life miserable. It's strange. Oh, but that is different. Yes, but so the point is that this is a horror game, right? It's a fantasy horror game, and she was coming up with scenarios that is not normal. Like, believe it or not, murdering your neighbor and eating him is not normal. Or just murdering random people and then eating them is not normal. So the same goes to fucking your brother or sister is also not normal. You know, like it's not like that, oh, murdering is fine, eating humans is fine, but the brother putting the pee in is where we draw the line. You know, it's almost like this game shows you a bunch of things that is not normal, right? And yeah, it's crazy that people can't sort of accept this. Hey, Mr. Boyd, Alabama disagrees again.
paranormal and cannibalism, even satanic.
Listen, if we say cannibalism is in, then don't mind me if someone disappears at TwitchCon, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Rituals, but nobody was talking about those topics, just this one. On top of the fact the game generally tries to tell you these people are terrible. They very rarely paint them in a good light. Hell, their parents tried to sell them away. And there's even one alternative ending where they kill them. The game tries to tell you these two are psychopaths and are gonna do some psychotic things. You are not meant to love them, you are not meant to endorse what they are doing, because they are crazy. But once again, like the Dead Space scene where you get your eye poked out, it is not integral to the story, it is just there to make you uncomfortable. And many of the fans agreed with this rhetoric. Many of them didn't understand the hate the creator and the game in general were getting, because one, it is not integral to the plot, it is completely optional. 2, the story is about 2 deranged, psychotic people. And 3, the game is under the horror genre, so it will try to make you uncomfortable with these said topics.
I think people are slowly losing the ability to think in shades. Let's just say it like that. I think people are starting to think way too much like everything is black and everything is white. And if it's something that you dislike, then it must burn and perish, and the creator must also burn and perish. Yeah, it's a media literacy issue. And also, hating something in a crowd makes people feel better about themselves. So let's say that you live your pathetic little lives where you don't have a good job, you don't have someone to love, and then you see some bullshit like this and pisses you off and you don't like it for whatever reason. And then you start hating on it, and there is like a bunch of people tell you that, oh my god, yeah, you're so right, and that person should die, and you're just like, yeah, I should absolutely hate on it. And you just hate more and more and more. Is the stupid loud minority? Loud is the main word. Yeah, but it's actually so scary to me that people are unable to understand that there is shades in between black and white. Especially when it comes to something like a non-issue like this. It's a fucked up horror game about fucked up stuff, and people are just like they're like, okay, we get it that it's horror, but why couldn't they find a respectable, age-appropriate, gender-appropriate fella to have relations with? Like, what? What?
How is it people are losing their mind over a single scene that was an illusion in this game? There was less outrage over the hatred game where the entire goal is killing innocents. To then also want harm on this creator instead of just not playing it.
True. But it's... I think the point that it didn't happen is absolutely irrelevant. Like, even if it would be that they are regularly bonking each other, it should be still... It's a horror game. It's saying what's fucked up in the world. It's like saying that, like, oh, Resident Evil is fucked up because, I don't know, like, there was that family who got taken over by the mold, and there was, like, the little kid. Like, in a scary game, they will tell you things that you don't want to hear. That's why it's scary. If they would tell you the things you want to hear, then it would be a romance visual novel, where the main character gets together with the good girl who is waifu for life. And this is not a romantic visual novel for waifu for life.
Now, with all that said, you did get parts of the community that did like these themes being suggested.
Okay, but it's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Okay? Still kind of funny.
Whilst the majority of the fan base are just thirsting over Lele and her mother, to a disturbing degree, the Rule 34 servers are probably getting assists daily on the amount of dried up unborn children held within the
Oh my god! It's a coom sock! Why is it still tending? Oh, it must be so hard. Lad, it's time to put the sock into the washing machine. I'm sorry. It's time.
Fabric of socks, as some
It's
people have
crazy.
been brute forcing the server with the amount of art produced about this game, that is NSFW. But there is actually less than 1% of the community that sympathise and agree with the topics that were suggested within the game that were meant to make you uncomfortable, and they themselves romanticise it. Those are the actual degenerates of the community, and deserve their internet access to be revoked. And there are some more...
True, but like, okay, let's be honest, lads. There's so much fucked up shit when it comes to NSFW that I'm gonna be honest, this doesn't even scratch the surface for me. But it might be purely that I am so unhinged and degenerate when it comes to cultured content that this is just like a lukewarm vanilla thing. Oh no, two fictional characters pretend to be siblings. That's literally every step, bro. Light vanilla corn you can find on Cornhub. I don't even care.
Infamous individuals of the community like Fairball, who has been doxing people within the community and copyright striking videos to get them taken down even though it did not include any of their content, which is blatant abuse of the copyright system we all know and love on YouTube, and removing videos that did not include any of their content and was just videos on the coffin of Andy and Lele. But due to the fact he was mainly targeting small channels and YouTube is YouTube, nothing will be done about it almost. But there is a video by the Silence Do Good going over the entire situation, which I would recommend checking out. But after all the harassment and doxing, the creator is still not back on the internet. But they have grown some massive steel balls and are making fun of the people that doxed them. And
Bro, I hope that she made a fortune. I hope she made a fortune and she can lay back and just like laugh at those idiots who were trying to get her cancelled. That's what I hope for.
Got very mad over that one scene, even doubling down and saying they're not going to give up on the coffin of Andrew and Lily, and making slight jabs at this group of people in the patch notes, which takes some serious balls.
In my pants.
Oh my god, I forgot about that song.
So in conclusion, despite the reputation of the game being the incest game, in quotations once again, there's only slight hints and only one serious scene where it involves it, and people promptly lost their shit over it, doxed and harassed the creators and fans, even though personally I think it's a horror game that is meant to make you uncomfortable by using said topics and themes, and beforehand even tells you the characters involved in it are terrible people. So whilst the game was not directly romanticizing it, and there is probably a small percentage of the community actually doing it, alongside the people drawing pictures of Lele's feet, who are the actual degenerates here, but this was a more accurate and updated video than my previous one. But yeah, that's all I want to say, and bye-bye.
So true. But at least it's not the armpit people, man. That's where I draw the line. The armpit people are unhinged. Jesus Christ. For free? Absolutely. Dude, I was not interested in this game, but now I am.